Hello, church. I'm Pastor Jeremy Peters, and today I'm coming to you from the parsonage with another weekly devotion. Now, today we're continuing the series of devotions that we're calling Trees of Life. In this series, we're learning about the various kinds of trees which grow in the Holy Land, in order that we might grow in our understanding of the words and images and stories of Holy Scripture. This week we're going to look at one of the most fascinating trees in all of creation. Today we're going to take a look at the tamarisk tree. The tamarisk grows in the hottest, driest parts of the Holy Land. Tamarisk trees grow in those places where the soil is so salty that it's poisonous to other trees and plants. And in order to survive in that harsh environment, the tamarisk tree does something really clever. Through its roots, the tamarisk absorbs that salt, and then it pushes the salt out again through its tiny leaves. The leaves of the tamarisk develop a light crust of salt, and that salt, in turn, attracts moisture from the atmosphere. In other words, the tamarisk tree takes what seems like a curse and turns it into a blessing. Now, tamarisk trees don't give much in the way of shade, but on hot days you will still find people gathered around them, especially in the late morning hours. And during that part of the day, the excess moisture on the leaves of the tamarisk tree evaporates. And as that moisture evaporates, it creates a sort of a cooling microclimate, almost like a natural outdoor air conditioner. The first time we find a tamarisk tree in the Bible is in the Old Testament book of Genesis, chapter 21. At this point in the book of Genesis, Abraham is trying to make a home for himself in the land of the Philistines. But he's finding that the people and the land are hostile and unfriendly. Abraham digs wells so that he and his household will have water in that hostile environment. But one of those wells is seized by servants of the local king, a ruler called Abimelech. Abraham goes to the king and he complains, but the king is skeptical of Abraham's grievance. "How do I know you're telling the truth?" the king asks. Abraham understands what is happening, and he does what he has to do. He offers sheep and oxen to the king as a sign of his truthfulness. In other words, Abraham pays a bribe in order to regain possession of the well that was rightfully his in the first place. When Abraham has control of the well again, he gives thanks to God, and he plants in that place a tamarisk tree. Now, maybe Abraham plants that tree because he wants a little natural air conditioning whenever he visits that well. Or maybe there's a deeper significance to that tamarisk tree. Maybe that tree is a reminder to Abraham that it's possible to grow even in a hostile environment. Maybe that tree reminds him that it's possible to find water even in the desert. It's possible to turn curses and obstacles into assets and blessings. It's possible not only to thrive in the wilderness, but even to give peace and refreshment to all around us. Would you pray with me? God of the tamarisk tree, you turn poison into living water. Teach us how to thrive where we have been planted, that we might create a cooling microclimate for all to enjoy. Through Jesus, who went where he was not welcome, we pray. Amen. Well, thank you for spending some time with us today. You can find a new devotion right here at the same time next week. Until then, keep on planting seeds.
You are